Hey everybody, Alex the Critic here, and it's time to metaphorically smack some sense into yet another idiot. On June 11th, an art commentator named Nezziemonster posted a thread attempting to defend the way she handled the drama revolving around the Fruitcake Club. If you don't know what happened with the Fruitcake Club, let me explain. The FCK was a group of art and slideshow commentators who were active around 2019 and 2020. During that time, the group had a Discord server in which they organized hate campaigns against whoever it was that they didn't like at the time. That alone would be fake and gay enough, but some of the members of this server constantly distributed pornography to minors that were also in the server. On top of that, they would regularly engage in sexual conversations with and around those minors, with the most famous victim being an at the time 15-year-old artist named Slammers. While not everyone who was in the server contributed to the degeneracy or even knew said degeneracy was taking place, there were definitely members who did know what was going on and stayed silent about it. Nezziemonster was one of them. She knew all about the degenerate shit that Toasty Vanilla, the owner and creator of the server, was getting up to, and she even went so far as to confront him about it in the DMs, warning him that his behavior was similar to the behavior of another degenerate commentator named V Omega, and that if he didn't clean up his act, it would make the rest of the community look bad. And before somebody tells me that these are faked or out of context screenshots, let me remind you that these screenshots came directly from a video that a slideshow commentator named Doodletones made about the FCK drama. Not only was this video supposed to be a defense of Nezzie's inaction, but Doodletones is also one of Nezzie's friends, so you're gonna have to find another reason to discredit this evidence. Now, all of this would be pretty bad on its own, but here's where it gets worse. Nezziemonster has a history of publicly shaming and lambasting people either for similar things or for way less terrible shit. For example, in August of 2020, Nezzie banned someone named Silver from her Discord server for supposedly sexually harassing another member of the server by the name of Teddy That Draws. These claims were then reiterated in a 2-hour-long hit piece about a commentator named Akumu that an art commentator named Madlibs posted in September of 2020. A video that Nezziemonster helped Madlibs make, by the way.
About a month ago, somebody in Nezzie's server made another user uncomfortable by sending inappropriate photos to them. This first announcement has been deleted because she did update the announcement later, which I will show. Now, these images were not pornographic, and she specifies this, but the user did send inappropriate topless photos of himself to another member of the server. On August 24th, Nezzie made that announcement in her server telling people not to DM the person because they were banned for sexually harassing another member, because he was. Then a few more misunderstandings took place, leading people to believe a few other people were an alt of this person or involved in the harassment, and the mods quickly made announcements to clear up their mistakes. After that, it was revealed that the person was a minor. Now, that doesn't change what he did, but Nezzie did understand it, and she knew that it needed to be stated. So she made one final announcement clearing everything up, which reads, "Please do not attack redacted name, as he is underage. He should not be sending these types of pictures he did, not just for the safety of others, but for his own. Please keep in mind the images were not pornographic, but the nature of the images were inappropriate and he still made someone uncomfortable and was sent without permission regardless. The reason I am stating this is because of finding out his age and by request of the individual that requested he be banned. Please stay safe, everyone, and have a nice day. I will not be talking about the situation anymore. I want to clarify he is not evil, but I will not tolerate his behavior or his actions." Now, because of this, Akumu has decided to go around claiming that Nezzie has been spreading false allegations against a minor for sexual harassment, but the accusation is not false at all. Would you like to know how I know this? Because I actually have DMs of the person that she is talking about admitting to a friend and the person he sent the photos to that he sent those pictures, that it was wrong of him to do so, and the person he sent did not want it. Let's read them, shall we? "Yeah, nope, doesn't seem I did. Damn, I be saying shit. Look, you're good, and I knew that from the start. Got lovey personality, smart, good at art, funny, cute AF, and kept telling me you had a fat ass. Redacted is a lucky man. Hope that relationship doesn't end, and I mean that. You stressed me out, and I know I've stressed you out a lot. Should have left near the beginning, but something about you made me break several morals that I hold dear and try for you. Not your fault, all mine I know. Asked Redacted if I should leave, refused to respond, got a good idea if Redacted's answer, and I know mine. Here's him talking to a friend about this whole situation. I also can't understand why you would send shirtless pics when she never asked, other than trying to impress somehow. Sent them to friends and they said I was fit, felt body positive, and girls like that, so I sent. So he does not deny that she did not want these photos. Which is awfully interesting, considering Akumu has been running around telling people that the person his friend sent these to wanted it, reciprocated, and shared her not safe for work art with him after those images of himself were sent. Would you guys like to see his evidence of this? His evidence are screenshots from July and August, showing that they were friends and that she trusts him. Do I make you feel safe, confident, or what? Yeah, you can be here. I might take a nap though. Yeah, you do. I left your server, haha. We weren't even friends. Oh, do you want to be? Sure, since you're friends with Redacted, and I trust that dude with my life. Because being friends with somebody definitely means you want their shirtless photos. You're not allowed to be uncomfortable if a friend sends you said pictures because they're your friend. Yet another list of lies to add onto Akumu's little record. Even if this person didn't seem uncomfortable or even did reciprocate at the time, which Akumu has given no evidence for, that doesn't mean that they're banned from ever looking back on the situation and being made uncomfortable. Not saying no does not mean I'm not uncomfortable right now. And saying yes once after the pictures were sent, mind you, because again, he admitted right there that she did not want the photos, does not mean that the person is not allowed to take a step back and be made uncomfortable by the situation. I trust him with my life does not mean I want shirtless photos of him.
Keep in mind, all of these events took place within months or weeks of each other, as the DMs where Nezzie confronts Toasty about the shit happening in the FCK server are from August of 2020. So Nezzie had no problem publicly castigating some random nobody like Silver for allegedly sexually harassing someone, or a small-time commentator like Akumu for their horrific act of being an asshole on the internet. But when it came to the degenerate shit that Toasty was pulling, she stayed silent about it, only confronting him about it in private. I don't know how Doodletones could look at this whole timeline of shitty behavior and then look at these screenshots and think that they make Nezzie look better, especially given that her issue with the server having a text channel dedicated to the NSFW art that some of its members goated Slimmers, who, need I remind you, was 15 years old when all of this was taking place, into making, was that it could become a problem. Not that getting a child to draw pornography and then dedicating an entire public text chat to displaying said pornography already was a problem, but that it could become one, which I can only take to mean that it could hurt her communities and by extension her reputation. Oh, and don't try to say that Nezzie didn't know how old Slimmers was. She made a video around this same time outright stating Slimmers' age.
So if y'all haven't heard, a Leafy Was Here ripoff is in some hot water for basically tormenting a young 15-year-old artist by the name of Slimer's Cryotic.
For fuck's sake, Nezziemonster was in the FCK server and responded to one of its many porn raids with a holy water meme. There is no way she wasn't aware of how bad the degeneracy in it was. Hold on now, because it gets worse. Not only did Nezzie keep quiet about the degenerate shit going on in the FCK server by only choosing to confront Toasty about it privately, but on the few occasions before this year that she actually talked about what happened with the FCK server, such as her second twit longer from April 9th, 2023, attempting to own up to falsely accusing Silver of being a sexual harasser, she describes its downfall in the most vague language possible, attributing it to personal issues and friends disconnecting from one another. There's no mention of the porn spamming or the child grooming. No, it was nondescript interpersonal drama. Man, with how long Nezziemonster has avoided taking responsibility for staying silent about the grooming taking place in the FCK, it sure would be bad if there was any footage out there of her demanding that others take accountability for their wrongdoings.
But I personally feel like, I'm not saying it needs to be right now, but I feel like you, at some point, once Key and Tippy are like emotionally better, you need to like hold them accountable. You need to just go up to them and be like, hey, you guys need to be actively working to improve yourselves, you know?
No, they need to be actively accountable right now. Something that I've noticed in this community is that Tippy and Key tend to be held with kids' gloves. You don't need to go down on them hard, but you need to hold them accountable.
Come on. Come on, baby. I just want out.
So yeah, Nezziemonster is a hypocritical cunt who enabled the grooming of several children in the FCK server, and today I'm going to tear apart her latest attempt to defend herself. Let's get started. Alright, I was gonna save this for tomorrow, but here we go. What is stopping Nezziemonster from posting this thread tomorrow? Did Akumu break into her house, hold a gun up to her head, and force her to get this thread out on June 11th specifically? Like, what the fuck? I hate when people act like they have no agency over when they post things on the internet. This is the last time I am talking about this. This is not going to be the last time she talks about this. I guarantee you guys that she's going to tweet or comment about this drama in some fashion at some point in the future. It is inevitable with her.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Nezziemonster did talk about the FCK server again. Twice. And her responses are as juvenile and nonsensical as you can imagine. But I'll get into why when we're done with her first thread. No, I did not know what Xena and Toasty were doing in DMs with other people. That is categorically false. The screenshots from Doodletones' video show you getting onto Toasty for sending porn to multiple people without their permission, as well as for sending porn to minors like Teddy That Draws. Why lie about something that we have evidence for? I don't understand it. Like, if you're gonna duck responsibility for your actions, at least be smart about it, you know? The closest I knew to anything was videos made by Gal, who was formerly known as Jesp, and I think Akumu. The video by Gal called Toasty a predator, and then was swiftly retracted with an apology. The video no longer exists, IDK if that apology is even up anymore. All of this is bunk because, again, we have screenshots of you confronting Toasty about the shit that was going on both within and outside of the FCK server. For fuck's sake, you specifically told him to remove the channel dedicated to Slimmers' NSFW art. Even if we ignore all of this, you were in the FCK server itself and negatively responded to one of its porn raids with a meme. Who are you kidding? I'm not omniscient. I can't hack into other people's accounts to see what they were doing with other people, and it's not like I would be confessed to. What the fuck does that even mean? What were you expected to confess to, and who the fuck was saying any of this? Nobody's upset that you didn't know every little thing that happened in the FCK server, or that you didn't go to extraordinary lengths to find out how deep the degeneracy went. What we're upset at you for is knowing that fucked up shit was happening in that server and yet staying silent about it because your community's reputation would have been hurt otherwise. I cut Toasty off specifically because they were a creep. And when I say creep, I mean I thought they were an edgy twat. Nezzie, even if I grant you this specific point, are you too stupid to see how bad that makes you look? I didn't cut Toasty off because he was grooming minors. I cut him off because he's a dick who doesn't share my exact social and political views. Wow, the fucking humanitarian of the year, everybody. Give her the fucking Nobel Peace Prize right this goddamn second. A lot of shit was happening at the time, and I've been on medicated drugs for 4 years, so my memory isn't the best on every detail that happened. What the hell is a medicated drug? Is that a sentient pill that itself has to be medicated before you take it? Weird misspelling there. Anyways, this is yet another tactic Nezziemonster likes to pull whenever she's been backed into a corner on anything. I have a bad memory, guys, so you can't criticize how I acted because I don't even remember what happened or why it happened. There's two problems that come with using a defense like this. One, if your memory is really that terrible, then why should we trust any of this testimony you're sharing? How do we know that you aren't misremembering the reasons why you cut Toasty off, or which videos about Toasty you watched? 2, there are several instances of Nezziemonster being able to recall incredibly minute things that happened years ago so she can dunk on whoever it is that she's currently arguing with. There are many prime examples of this within a call that she had with Akumu in a Discord server run by a commentator named Lio Convoy.
Either right when the video was made, around that time, or a little bit after. This is before Teddy deleted her account. She specifically said that you came to her requesting evidence from, in regards to me.
Well, I didn't.
Well, it's interesting that you didn't, because the video didn't have anything exactly of that. Actually, it only had the screenshots I gave you, and it only had 2 out of the 16 I gave you. And so you kept saying that I didn't provide you any screenshots, and yet there's 16 of them. The last one in our DMs, which is, it's been there for a long time now, but you keep saying you weren't sent it.
No, I said that you sent me. I said that you sent me evidence. I said that it wasn't. All of the evidence that I had seen was not. Didn't prove anything, and that's
The very
because one
last
of the
screenshot.
screenshots I mixed up with another one.
And then later, hold on, but then right in the replies to that same Twitlonger, someone actually gave you a recording of our DMs going over it, and you said that I only sent one screenshot, which was cropped to only say send here, which it wasn't.
Because I mixed it up with a different screenshot, and also there were 2 photos. The one that Teddy came to me about was a different photo.
Yeah, the second photo was an alteration to the first photo that was sent. We learned that recently.
It was a different photo entirely. I remember this because it had a paper with her name on it.
Okay,
There were 2 different photos. Teddy made this clear to me in that there were 2 different photos. There's the one that you have, and there's the one that got deleted where he had a piece of paper where he'd written her name on his chest.
It wasn't writing on the photo itself?
No, it was specifically on a piece of paper. I remember this.
Okay.
It was a piece of paper he was holding up with her name. I remember some of the DMs said it's hard to draw or it's hard to write from this angle,
I remember
which
that,
is why
I
it
gave
was
that
strange.
to Teddy recently. Yeah.
Yes, that was a different photo.
Okay, so you all had that photo. She didn't mention anything about the second photo.
No, she didn't.
Aside from that, there's also the accusation that I had Sherman go out for you, based on me having conversations with Sherman before in the past.
Well, a part of it was because Lucy messaged you to get Sherman to back off of her, so I thought that you 2 were associated.
And this isn't the first time I've tried to have a conversation with you all. I've approached you all multiple
From
times
several
to have a
different
conversation.
times, the several different DMs that you've sent me. One
About
of which
3,
said you have 24 hours.
I said 24 to
that said you
48
have
because I was
24.
editing the video at the time, and this was specifically the video. It was specifically the video that was made right around the time the Mad Libs Lies Again video.
Do you not
where
understand how threatening that message is?
You had
You
been
have
ignoring me
24
the entire
hours?
time beforehand. If I joined your
You
Discord,
have
I got
24
banned.
hours for the truth to come out with and not only that, but this was from an alt account that you didn't state your name. I didn't know who
the
you
alt
are.
had my name in it. All of my alts
No,
have
it
my
did
name
not.
in it. All of my alts except for the Noodle Cup Boy, that one that we discussed on, have
The
my
alt's
name.
on Twitter too?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain it did. And if not, I always
Because
think
I
it was me in the
remember
message.
talking to you through that account, and you said that you don't have time to make alt accounts for me. And I said,
You
okay.
never
And
replied
then
on
you DM'd me.
You never replied to that. You just left it. That's why I made the video.
Why would I respond to DMs from a random person on Twitter?
You just said you replied to it, so did you not reply to it, or did you
I replied to your tweet, not the DM. In the tweets that we were messaging each other, you said, I don't have time to make alt accounts for you. And I was like, okay. And then you sent that DM, and I'm like, I don't know who this is. And then I left it.
If you're talking about the account that I had that has screenshots with the Shigaraki profile pic, you never responded to any of those tweets.
I'm talking
ignored
about
them.
the DMs that you sent when you quote tweeted something about woke movies on one of the tweets that I made.
Yeah, that was on the Shigaraki account, which you never replied to.
Yes, I did. I replied to it.
We never had an interaction on that. I
Yes, we
kept
did.
replying to you, but you never replied to anything. That was
I
actually
literally
when
sent you memes. You have come to me with 3 different accounts.
Yeah, 3 different.
I don't
know.
remember any of them. I don't know why you kept trying to contact me when I actively didn't want to talk to you.
Because you kept lying about me. And then
No, I did
anytime
not.
I would, yes, you did.
I don't talk about you. I don't care about you.
Okay.
After the video was done, I was done with everything. You can respond, and if you're telling the truth, then there is your truth. But after that, I don't fucking talk about you unless you come to me. And that's it. I don't give a single. I mean this in the nicest way. I don't give a single shit about you. I just want to move on, and I'm tired of you constantly coming to my DMs, coming to my streams, with your friends.
I haven't. Hold
and
on.
coming into
coming
my
to your
chat.
streams. Hold on. What?
You followed me on one of the streams.
I came to one stream, which was yours and Toby's. That was
one
it.
of that. You came to two. No.
Oh, no. There was yours and Toby's, and then I showed up in one with Mad Libs, which wasn't even about you. That was me fucking with Lucy.
No, you showed up in the stream with Toby, and then you showed up on one of my Pokemon streams. I remember because you followed it with two different accounts, which was Kumu and Nightmare.
Hold on.
Or Villain Lord or some shit.
On your Twitch stream?
Yes.
I have one Twitch account. I don't ever remember the Kumu one. Yeah, the whole Nightmare one. I don't know where you got that from.
Which I remember from your
Twitter. I only have one
handle.
Twitch account. Yeah, but I have only had one Twitch account to reach out, and I don't remember even. Maybe I commented on one of them, but I know that I
didn't comment. You followed me. I remember this very clearly. You followed me. You followed me on Akumu, and you followed me on Villainous.
I remember following you with one of them. Yeah, I don't remember following you another one.
Can I get the name of?
I specifically remember Villainous.
Yeah. Also.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now.
Thank you.
I want to be clear here. One, these videos were a long time ago. Two, I never watched the Mad Libs video. I put my thing in and then I left because I wanted to leave this situation because I was very uncomfortable with everything. That's not an excuse. I acknowledge that a lot of this could have been easily prevented, but I have severe anxiety and depression. And during that time, a lot of shit was going on. There was the Toby situation. I was getting new meds at the time. I'm not saying this to make you feel bad or as an excuse. I'm saying I take full responsibility for everything that happened and everything that's been said. But there are other things that were going on at the time that made everything very difficult. For one thing, when I was DMing you, sorry that I cut you off very fast. I was getting my phone replaced that same exact day.
Well, are you talking about in the DMs on the Noodle Cup Boy account?
Yeah, on the Noodle Cup Boy. I showed my dad the DMs and everything, and I got his opinion about it. And it's like, I really need to cut this conversation short because I'm going to replace this phone. It's broken. The screen was broken. It's also old. Also, why did you come on my birthday post?
Was that recently?
That was like a year back. I made a birthday post and you came onto it. What was the point of that?
I don't remember the birthday post, but I might have.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask.
What was the point of that?
I don't remember the post, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Probably just fucking with you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What my point of contention is, people keep bringing stuff up, and then anytime I ever approach you, whether they be just fucking with you or like genuinely trying to get some kind of conversation going, this is a reoccurring thing that I've had with all of you all.
So here's the thing. You admit that you purposely come with me to fuck with me, and you expect me to differentiate the times when you're fucking with me and when you're talking to me.
Initially, my first initial attempts to talk with you, whether that be on the Noodle Cup Boy or, for example, that Twitter account there, I specifically tweeted at you to get a conversation going. You never replied to any of them, and that was even talked about in the Mad Libs video, where it was just...
This wasn't happening during the video. The video was made, you followed me around, and didn't DM me. And then,
I DM'd you multiple times.
When this server situation happens, then you DM me. I remember you DMing with me with "How's that L?" and that's it.
No, I DM'd you on Twitter prior to that.
No, you did not.
When the initial situation happened, when the videos were initially made, that year of 2020, I tried to reach out to multiple people, including you. I tried to reach out to Mad Libs for a discussion. I'm willing to bet I can find that somewhere on an alt account. I tried to reach out to her for a conversation. I tried to reach out to you for a conversation. I tried to reach out to fucking when Xena banned me from her server out of nowhere when she was previously fine with me when we were chill. I tried talking with her about the situation and it went nowhere.
You purposely admitted that you go to multiple people to fuck with them and you expect us all to differentiate.
I started fucking with you all after nothing happened. Like
You've been fucking with us the entire time.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you have.
The majority of my fucking... No, hold on. When? Name an example of like during the situation.
You come into my comment section and you just keep putting comment after comment and attacking other people in my comments that I had to ban you from my comment section. You go into Ponder's stream and start spamming shit to where she has to ban you. You come onto my Twitch and you follow me around.
I know. Okay, one, I don't spam. I don't spam the same text.
Then why did Ponder have to ban you?
I didn't spam the same text over and over again. This is
Also,
the
I
same
didn't say
thing
you
that
spammed the same text over and over. I'm saying that you spammed her with various different comments.
So there's a screenshot that ended up in Lucy's video that came out I think 2 days after the Ponder clap, and it was a screenshot with the tweet in question that I deleted. Now, for a while, I wondered, why it wasn't in your all's video, considering you had it, and then I learned from being in the FCK server that you got it on the 9th and shared it with the server.
Okay, the context of that tweet, I believe, was I got a DM forever ago. This was after the video was made, where someone brought up an interesting point in that because you claimed that you had the case files, which would have been one, incredibly illegal because the person in question was a minor, and those cases are locked from the public. Is the point that they brought up.
Yeah. Which
So
the case
what-
was made public by James. You all admit this in the part 2 video.
Yeah, but the number was public. The case files in and of themselves were not accessible.
And I didn't say that I had the case file, just that I was
Yes,
looking
you
into
did.
it.
You said that you
No.
had the case files in the video.
No, I didn't. I said I was looking into it.
Yes,
And at the
you
end
did.
of the video, I specifically said at the end with James that I was also again looking into it, which I don't know
You
why
said
you
at
guys.
one point that you had the case files in the video. I remember this. I
not
remember
from-
you asking how to get in contact with Slimmers to get the case files. That's what I remember.
I never asked that. I
I
did
remember you asking information so that you could get the case files. Can you explain the daddy wanted a little fun comment?
That wasn't actually. You all claimed that I added Slimmers to shame her with it, but
No,
Here's the
that's not what I'm
interesting
saying. I'm saying what you said in your video just because
I didn't
daddy
s- I
wanted to
didn't say
have a
that-
little fun.
I didn't say that in my video. It was a tweet.
No,
was-
you
it was-
said that
yes,
in
it
a
was.
video.
Either
No, it was a tweet.
video or tweet.
So you're
Because
admitting that
you
you
and-
still said it.
It was a tweet that you all
Regardless.
claimed that I tagged Slimmers to mock her for it, and then here's the kicker: Slimmers was never added in it. So the screenshot that you all continuously provided that had Slimmers' at was photoshopped because her at was never in the
It
tweet.
was not Photoshop.
Her
none
at
of
was
them were
never in the
Photoshopped.
tweet.
Also, you said it in the video. I remember it specifically because we go on a tangent about you saying
I
it in the video.
discussed the tweet, but I never said it.
No, about the daddy wanted a little fun comment. I remember us talking about this.
Can I get some context about why that was said?
Someone named Judith on Twitter, in a interaction when I was pointing out that Slimmers had in a story or Instagram thing, basically did the same thing, which was telling people to continue going at Madame, but no one talked about that. She brought up that Slimmers was like sexually assaulted, and so that was somehow a justification for her behavior in the drama. It was like this Judith or Edith person on Twitter. That was the context of that conversation, which conveniently got cut out by Lucy and by Mad Libs.
Yeah, that's still not a good statement.
Like, what the heck were
I
you
didn't
thinking?
say it was.
Then why
was
did
just
you
pissed
say
off.
it?
What was said, I specifically said it the way I did because I was pissed off because the fact that they were using the whole thing as, oh, well, she couldn't have done anything wrong in this situation because she was sexually harassed. It had nothing to do with that. How was that even an argument? So yeah, I was irritated by it. That's why I said it.
Also, that wasn't the argument that was being made. The reason why people were bringing it up was because Madame was spreading it around without Slimmers' permission.
No, I know that wasn't the argument being made. That was just a argument I had an interaction with that you all took and used and then slapped Slimmers' ad into it.
I don't remember doing that. Also, none of them were photoshopped.
In the screenshot itself, this is in Lucy's video. It's on the
All
way
of the
back.
ones that I remember, the screenshots that I remember, was the one that we found. Also, I don't necessarily like being called a dumb bitch, but all right.
You
Just
talking about from the
his
video?
Yes.
Oh, are you watching it?
I didn't watch it. Teddy watched it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, I don't trust Toasty either because I found out later on that he faked screenshots between Peaches and Toby to get them to fight for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why. I don't know what his deal was. He did this with me and Teddy. He did it with Toby and Peaches. He did it with almost all of us.
You and Mad Libs were the one to get Lucy to make the video on me.
Lucy wanted to make a video on you and we didn't stop her. We were bitching about you because you kept coming back to us and you kept bothering both of us. And Lucy was like, fuck it, I want to make a video about this guy because he's bothering you so much. And we didn't stop her. She just wanted to make a roast video because she saw how you were affecting both of us, because you were coming into our servers, you were coming into our streams.
Well, I
and you were
didn't join
coming
your
on-
server. Well, okay, up until that point, because that was 2 days after.
You joined my server under 3 accounts, and there's still an alt in there.
I joined your server under 3 accounts, but I never joined them. You're saying that this discussion that was specifically had in regards to Lucy's video was on, I think, the day or the day after you all posted the collab, and I wasn't in your servers until a few months after that.
No, you
'Cause the
came into my
first-
server right after that video. I remember it. You came into my server under Akuma, you came under my server in Rat in a Hat, and then Cup Noodle Boy.
Well,
And
I
now
came
you
into
still
your
have another
servers
one in
Radis and the Hattis, and then I got initially banned. That's why the Radis and the Hattis joined. I got
You
banned.
also still have one in there.
The Noodle Cup Boy isn't in there.
No,
unless
you have a
you did
different
ban
one
it.
in there. One of your friends told us, without us asking, that you have another one in there. I don't want you to be paranoid thinking that I'm going around scurrying behind your back to find dirt on you. I'm not. I want
Well, I don't
you
think
to
that you
believe
are. I
that.
think that you did at one point, though.
No, I didn't. I didn't do it at literally any point in time.
Well, we can't prove this because Teddy's not here.
Oh, don't worry.
Teddy and I have talked, and she has talked to you through me like one time. That's it. I have no intention of making a video on you. I have no intention of getting dirt on you. I told you this in a comment once, and that I wish you the best, and I really want you to get therapy. You have a history of dicking around with people. How do I, when you, I think at one point you even called yourself a troll, how am I supposed to know when to take you seriously and when not to?
Well, when I reach out to you on Twitter wanting to discuss it, like, I
The
message
one
you,
time I remember you coming out to me was, how is that L? And that's it.
No, because before that, when the initial video was made, I think this is the first week that the video was made, the Mad Libs one, in regards to the whole like sexual harassment thing. The first thing I did was I tried to DM you, and then it went nowhere, and that's why all the tweets that are in the video, which again can be found like at Nezzie's segment of the video on the Wayback Machine, all those tweets were made because no response was made. And then I got, hell, you fucking, when we were talking on the Noodle Cup Boy account, I wasn't dicking with you then, and then you yeeted me out of your server, and I tried to say
No, you were kind of dicking with me on there.
You brought up the shit with Lucy, and so I responded in kind.
And when I asked you whether or not to get this situation sorted, are you going to revel in it? And you said yes. You didn't want the situation to be fixed. You wanted to revel
No, I
in
didn't
my
say I was
face.
going to revel in it. What
Yes,
I
you
said
did.
was that
There's literally
no.
a screenshot of it.
Hold on. Let me go to the DMs.
I said, are you going to revel in it, or are we going to get it fixed? And you said, I might.
So you can't sit there and appeal to not having a good memory if you're that precise with what things you suddenly remember years after the fact. That's fucking bullshit, and you know it. 3. Not remembering that you did something wrong is irrelevant when there's plenty of evidence that you did something wrong. I mean, come on, you even admitted within this same call, which, by the way, was held on May 7th, 2023, which was only a little over a year ago, that Toasty would spam porn in several different places.
I do have questions regarding the FCK server. There was a lot of porn sent in that server, and this is just one issue that I had that I've discussed previously, is that a lot of, well, Mad Libs, I can say this about Mad Libs, initially her server had a lot of minors and a lot of porn in it that they had access to. That was also a problem with Lucy's server, and you all, well, okay, I won't say you all, because I'm not going to rope you in with it, but I'll talk about the group. And I have questions specifically because you've seen it, and you were in an interaction when they were sending porn, and the only thing that you sent was a little holy water meme. You didn't say anything about the fact that, well, Teddy at the time was like 16 or 17, Slimmers was 15 at the time, and then James was like 16, and those weren't the only minors in that Discord, but those are the 3 I can confirm at the time. And there was like just a fuck ton of porn sent in the server. Madlib sent porn, Lucy sent porn, Toasty sent a lot of porn. He sent most of it. What is with the porn spamming?
I don't know. He would do that in our conversations too.
Well, he wasn't the only one that did
It was just kind of.
I know.
It was just kind of the environment that Toasty built. I do
Yeah,
remember
and there was
that.
NSFW specific chats. I don't like the fact that he had an NSFW chat specifically for Slimmers for her art.
Well, yeah. but the NSFW
Which is one of the reasons why I left.
led out of the NSFW.
Your Honor, I know that the prosecution has video evidence of me ramming my car into a school bus full of children while drunk driving, but I don't remember doing any of that, so surely you and the jury will declare me innocent, right? That's not how this works, you fucking bozo. You've admitted several times over in several different places that you knew exactly what Toasty was getting up to both outside of the FCK server and within it. So sitting here and pretending that you only had a vague idea of what he was doing thanks to Rin's video is only going to work on two types of people: dick-sucking retards and those who don't know anything about this situation. I recognize that I have fucked up on several occasions and have attempted my best to prevent it from happening again, which is why I'm continuing to lie about what role I played in enabling all of the degeneracy in my community to continue. I have age restricted my Twitter and personal servers, and I now ask the age of people on call or immediately apologize when I wasn't previously aware of someone else. What does not being previously aware of someone else mean? I'm guessing you're saying that you apologize if you aren't aware of someone's age, but again, all of this is worded very poorly, so it could mean anything. That aside, this is all well and good, but the vast majority of people aren't claiming that you yourself are a degenerate who's still engaging in sexually deviant activities. Our issues are that you knew what was going on in the FCK server, as well as what the owner of that server was doing to minors outside of it, and yet you kept quiet about it for years. I am really tired of everything I say being immediately misconstrued in the worst possible way. Aw, that really sucks to hear, Nezzie. Have you tried being less of a dishonest douchebag who's more than willing to act this exact same way to others? Maybe then people would be less inclined to twist what you say. Like, don't get me wrong, there are definitely people out there who are accusing Nezzie of doing way worse stuff than she actually did, but I'm simply not gonna have much sympathy for the person who twice peddled false sexual harassment allegations and then spent several years lying about the circumstances of those allegations. I am not going to spend my days trying to explain or argue. I am tired. If this is how you interpret me, I cannot stop you, so I won't. Okay, hindsight tells us differently, but you know what would be a really great way of disengaging from this situation, Nezzie? Ignoring it. Log off of Twitter for a bit if you have to, because, again, nobody is forcing you to confront any of this shit. Sure, you might get the odd comment here and there from your detractors on posts that have nothing to do with the FCK drama, but just block them. What the fuck are they gonna do? If you're really this insistent on not owning any of the mistakes you made in your past, then just ignore whoever tries to bring them up. It really is that simple. There's already a video I appear in the works, where my side is more explained with Thuman. How much money do you guys wanna bet that Thuman's video isn't going to make Nezziemonster look any better? I mean, it might provide a bit more context as to why she acted like such a fucking mongoloid, but I don't think that interview is the Hail Mary she's touting it as. I would be extremely surprised if it remotely changes how guilty she is. No, I wasn't actually for real using the gay card as an excuse. I explain my mental health as an explanation, not an excuse. Never mind, you guys. I take back everything that I said about Nezziemonster. She just admitted that being gay is a mental illness, which makes her a based right-wing chud and instantly absolves her of any wrongdoing. Joking aside, that comment is in reference to this tweet she posted a day or two before her thread, celebrating the fact that it's Pride Month, and how there were supposedly some people in the replies saying that it being Pride Month doesn't shield anyone from criticism. Even if I ignore that some of these tweets are more than likely jokes, given the snarky nature in which they're written, I mean, for the love of God, this Adam guy talks about Nezzie being excused for her wrongdoings on International Clown Week. Are you really telling me that these few tweets that don't even have more than a single like between them are enough for you to think that everyone was feeling the same way about your Pride Month tweet?
You cannot be serious!
And people call me the schizo. I take full responsibility, and I haven't been in or near that server for 4 years. Have a nice day. Huh. You know, it's weird. There's something missing from this thread. Do you know what that is, Nezziemonster? An actual apology to the minors whose grooming you enabled by keeping quiet about the shit going on within the FCK server. If you were really taking responsibility for that, I don't think you'd be lying about what you knew or how you found the information out. But that's just me. Needless to say, after Nezziemonster posted this thread, she got absolutely gang raped in the replies, including by yours truly. This led to her quote tweeting one of the many people calling her a liar and attempting once more to exonerate herself. Let's tear these new responses to shreds. First off, didn't lie. Yeah, you did. You claimed that you had no idea what Toasty and Xena were doing in other people's DMs, even though there's evidence of you confronting Toasty about what he was doing in other people's DMs, and admitting to others that he was doing degenerate shit in multiple places.
What is with the porn spamming?
I don't know. He would do that in our conversations too.
Well, he wasn't the only one that did
It was
it.
just kind of.
I know.
It was just kind of the environment that Toasty built. I do
Yeah, and
remember
there was
that.
NSFW specific chats. I don't like the fact that he had an NSFW chat specifically for Slimmers for her art.
Well, yeah. But the NSFW
Which is one of the reasons why I left.
led out of the NSFW chat.
For the millionth time, who do you think you're kidding? I said it can be seen as because I wasn't 100% sure if it was because of their ages and because it was word of mouth. Okay, well, you still said that Toasty's porn spamming constituted sexual harassment, and that some of it was straight up illegal. You can split hairs over whether or not you thought Toasty was grooming minors specifically at the time because of this, that, and the third, but you clearly had enough evidence to confront the nigga about it in private. Plus, when Akumu asked you about the shit Toasty was doing in the FCK server, you didn't deny his claims on the basis that you had no evidence for it. In fact, you did the opposite. You admitted that Toasty was spamming porn to minors in the server and that he'd done it in other places.
He would do that in our conversations too.
Well, he wasn't the only one that did
It was
it.
just kind of.
I know.
It was just kind of the environment that Toasty built. I do
Yeah, and
remember
there was
that.
NSFW specific chats. I don't like the fact that he had an NSFW chat specifically for Slimmers for her art.
Well, yeah. But the NSFW
Which is one of the reasons why I left.
led out of the NSFW.
Your call with Akumu happened 3 years after you confronted Toasty about his behavior in the DMs. So this brand new excuse of, oh, I didn't know if he was grooming minors specifically because I had no evidence for it, goes right the fuck out the window. I also had no evidence, and Teddy has been known to lie to me and others. 1. Yes, you did have at least some evidence. Otherwise, we wouldn't have screenshots of Toasty telling his admins to delete the text channel that was dedicated to Slimmers' NSFW art from the FCK server specifically because you confronted him about it.
Oops.
2. Even if it's true that you were weary of taking Teddy's testimony regarding the FCK seriously because of their history of lying to others, you also have a history of lying to others. So you're gonna have to prove that you had no evidence of what Toasty was doing if you want me to take you seriously. Honestly, what the fuck was I supposed to do exactly? Call him out publicly. You did it with Akumu, you did it with Silver, you did it with Tippy and Keyblade Master. You're really telling me you couldn't do it with Toasty? Fuck outta here, nigga. I had no screenshots, no proof, and I wasn't even sure if anyone I talked to I could 100% trust, and I still don't. Once again, you had proof and you never denied any of what Toasty was doing up until now. Kick rocks, bitch. Nobody buys this bullshit except for you. Gal himself made a whole video that was retracted with an apology. Whether Rin, who was known as Galbanum at the time, handled the allegations against Toasty poorly or not is utterly irrelevant, because we have evidence that you had evidence of Toasty doing degenerate shit, confronting him about said degenerate shit, and then affirming anybody who came to you and claimed that Toasty was doing degenerate shit years after the fact. Give it up, Nezzie. The evidence is not on your side here. It doesn't matter what I say, it will always be seen as me being a liar, so I'm not fighting anymore. Yeah, that's what you said last time, and yet, here we are. Also, the reason why you're being seen as a liar right now is because you're fucking lying. Maybe stop lying, and people won't see you as a liar. Crazy idea, I know. I wish I did a lot of things differently. So do I, Nezzie, but you didn't. And now the time has come for you to own up to your mistakes, but you won't. You would rather play spin doctor than admit that you allowed children to get groomed because attempting to stop it would have made your community look bad, and I can't respect that. I didn't know how to handle anything, and the one time I did with Silver, I failed because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. What's this didn't know bullshit? You still don't know how to handle anything, and you still don't know what the fuck you're doing. If anything, I'm more offended at the fact that she thinks she's grown as an arguer. And before you try to bring in Tippy, I was 19 and they were 26. I also wasn't actively threatening people to stay quiet and not say anything. Nezzie, just because you weren't as severe an enabler of child grooming as Tippy was, doesn't change the fact that you still enabled child grooming to happen. What kind of a defense even is that? Teddy and Toasty have a history of lying to me repeatedly, so sorry if I couldn't tell if any of what they said was honest at any given point, and I don't have Teddy's DMs anymore. Aw man, how convenient is that, huh? Nezzie just so happened to lose the very DMs that would prove her innocence, just like she thought she had lost Akumu's DMs during the Silver drama, when the reality was that she was too much of a dumbass to just check if she had her DMs with him open. And again, whether or not Teddy and Toasty lied to you about anything is irrelevant because we have evidence that implicates you of enabling child grooming. Disprove the evidence we have with your own evidence, and then we'll talk. After posting her response to this random Twitter user, Nezzie posted another thread claiming that she was going to move on from the drama. For the sake of dragging this video to the 1 hour mark, let's respond to it. I'm not talking about the FCK anymore. I am 14 and I was 19. It has been practically 5 years. I am done. Yeah, that's not how this works, Nezzie. You don't get to decide that you won't face any repercussions for enabling child grooming just because the mistake was committed 5 years ago. In fact, here's the most important question that I think you and everyone else who played a part in keeping the FCK's degeneracy under wraps ought to answer. If it wasn't for Akumu continually chipping away at the truth of the matter, would any of y'all have even talked about what happened in that server? Would any of Toasty's actions have seen the light of day had Akumu not tried to snuff them out? Unfortunately, the answer to that question doesn't sound too promising. I am not that person anymore. As much as I wish I could change things, I cannot. I am moving forward with my life. You know, even if I grant you the point that you shouldn't be criticized for what you did because it happened 5 years ago, you still could have moved on from this drama by just ignoring the hate you've been getting. How hard is it to just hit the fucking block or mute button? Like, come on, bitch. You're actively choosing to engage with the drama. You can't do that and then sit here and cry about how you haven't been given the opportunity to move on from it. I have given everything based on my personal memory. Which doesn't really mean shit when you have an extensive track record of lying about things. If you want an answer about the grooming, go to the fucking groomers. Well, you enabled the groomers, and that's what I'm trying to seek an answer for, Nezzie, so this advice is meaningless to me. I was negligent. End of story.
Understatement of the fucking millennium.
So that was Nezziemonster's latest coping session, and needless to say, I am not convinced. She's still every bit the hypocritical, enabling cunt that I take her for, and I will never stop being shocked that someone this fucking stupid has such a large audience. Before I close out the video, let me clarify that I am not here to cancel Nezziemonster or run her off the internet. I'm only here to provide criticism of the way she's been acting. Shit, why would I want her gone? She's continuing to give me and several other people easy content to make by shitting out all of these stupid posts and threads on Twitter. It would be in our best interest to keep her from leaving social media. With all of that said, if you want to know more about the FCK server itself and what happened within it, go watch Akumu's video on it. I also recommend checking out the Fruitcake Leaks 2 account on Twitter, which has been posting hour-long recordings of the server's logs. If you want to hear more about all of the stupid nonsense Nezziemonster has pulled throughout her career, then just wait. I'm in the middle of editing the first part of my larger video on Nezzie, which I'm hoping to get out sometime this summer. In the meantime, I'm Alex the Critic, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, hold on. As I was literally rendering the final draft of this video, I found out that Nezziemonster blocked me. Now, on the one hand, I can't shit on her for this because she's doing what I was telling her to do, which was block people who try to bring up the mistakes that she doesn't want to own up to. On the other hand, she's still a fucking cornball for waiting until a day or two after the back and forth she had with her detractors on Twitter to block them. Like, you should have done this way fucking sooner, but whatever. At least now I have a convenient excuse for leaving out whatever new developments happen while I re-render this video.